Hey everyone, and welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a fascinating stack of documents. They give us an incredible peek behind the curtain of, well, one of the world's most dynamic real estate markets, the UAE. Imagine you're an investor, maybe based overseas, trying to navigate Dubai's lightning fast property market. You need to spot that perfect opportunity, before anyone else does. Or maybe you're just incredibly curious about how a major global property hub actually works beneath the surface of all those glossy listings. That's where the Bayut API comes in. And it's not just a data source, it's more like a precision instrument for excavating invaluable intelligence from this huge ocean of UAE real estate info. Think of it as your ultimate market intelligence platform, a digital key unlocking mountains of structured data about properties, agencies, agents, even market transactions across the Emirates.
What truly stands out here, I think, is how meticulously this API application programming interface, how it structures the information.
Yeah.
It lets you explore things systematically, moving way beyond just browsing individual listings. You can really start to understand the intricate, interconnected parts of the whole real estate landscape. It basically transforms casual observation into, well, strategic analysis.
Absolutely. So our goal today is to pull back the curtain on this powerful API. We want to show you how to not just observe the market, but how to really decode its hidden patterns and opportunities. We'll reveal how all this data is organized and what powerful, maybe non-obvious insights you could pull from it, whether you're dreaming of a new home, making a big investment, or just, super curious. Okay, let's unpack this and see what we can discover. So when you're dealing with a market as vast and varied as the UAE using an API like this, I mean, where do you even begin? Is location always the logical first step, or are there other ways in?
Yeah, for most market deep dives, location is, well, undeniably foundational. And the location search part of this API is where you really lay that groundwork. It's crucial because the UAE market is incredibly segmented. What's happening in one Dubai community might be vastly different from a neighboring one, you see.
And the precision here sounds astonishing. Can you give us an example that really brings this hypergranularity to life? Maybe something surprising from the source.
Certainly. The API lets you search for locations not just by city, but right down to community, sub-community, cluster, even individual buildings. So for instance, if you search for Abu, you might not just get Abu Dhabi. You could get something as specific as Abdullah Al Fahad 3 building. And that's located within the Al Quozzais Industrial Area 2 cluster in the Al Quozzais community, all within Dubai, UAE. Now, this extreme granularity isn't just about finding a specific address. It actually lets you identify micro-markets. You might find price anomalies or emerging hotspots within a single community that, broader searches would completely miss. It's the difference between seeing the forest and understanding the unique ecosystem of each individual tree, kind of.
That level of detail is truly remarkable. How does that compare to what's typically available in other major global real estate markets? Or even just through traditional listing sites? Often you hit a wall after the city or maybe the district level.
Precisely. Yeah, a lot of platforms stop at the community level. This API, however, really drills down. It offers a significant competitive edge for someone trying to pinpoint specific investment zones or even hyper-target marketing efforts. And it's not just about English names. The API supports multiple languages, Arabic, Russian, Chinese. For a global hub like the UAE, this is absolutely crucial. It means you can access and understand location names from diverse regions, catering to an international buyer and investor base. And it ensures consistent data interpretation, regardless of language barriers.
So it's not just about broad strokes, but understanding all those intricate layers. That's a crucial distinction for anyone serious about market analysis,
Oh,
right?
exactly.
Okay, so once we've pinpointed where we're looking, it's time to dive into the properties themselves. The property search, it seems designed to be incredibly robust. What are the essential parameters we can use to start sifting through this, well, mountain of listings?
Indeed. Yeah, this is where you really start defining your criteria. You can narrow down your search by purpose, so for sale or for rent, and by property categories like apartments, villas, offices, warehouses. Critically, you can combine these with those specific location IDs we just talked about. That ensures your search is laser-focused right from the start.
That's already some incredibly powerful filtering. But for a true deep dive, what other layers of detail can this API unlock for us? Beyond just the obvious categories.
That's where the real granular control comes in. You can specify precise price ranges, minimum and maximum areas in square feet, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, and even the completion status. You can distinguish between under construction and completed properties. Now, this isn't just a detail. For developers, it's like a project management tool. For investors, it's a crucial indicator for exit strategies or capital commitment. You can filter by a completion percentage range and an expected completion date. This allows incredibly precise targeting for those looking at, say, phased investments or timing the market.
Right. For someone looking to invest in off-plan developments, those properties bought before or during construction, this insight into completion status is absolutely critical. It helps you gauge risk, plan your financing, maybe even predict market entry points. It just fundamentally transforms how investors approach these high-stakes
It
opportunities.
really does. And beyond those structural details, you can filter by whether a property is furnished, if it has a video tour, 360-degree tour, or even floor plans. These aren't just cosmetic filters either. They speak to the property's readiness for occupancy or its marketability. For an overseas buyer, for example, knowing if a property comes furnished, well, that drastically simplifies the whole move-in process.
Let's look at a couple of examples from the source material that highlight this depth. We see a property listed as a studio with swimming pool in Dubai Land Residence Complex, selling for around 803,709 AED, 430 SKU 5D, and it's under construction, with completion expected December 2027. That's quite a long-term play for an investor. Or there's another one, a one-bedroom apartment in Al Sur Residences 11, JVC. For sale at 1,310,000 AED, 863 square FT, 90% complete, with expected handover June 2025. You can really get a vivid sense of the market's current and future offerings and, crucially, their specific timelines.
And this level of specific detail, it doesn't stop at the search results. It continues right into the property info endpoint. Think of an endpoint like a specific door or maybe a dedicated menu option in the API that leads directly to a particular type of information. So in this case, all the granular data about a single property. For that Al Sur Residences property, we can see it's in a building with 7 floors, 120 parking spaces, 1 swimming pool. You can even see the specific payment plans. For this property, it's a 20% down payment, 2% free handover, 70% at handover, and 5% post-handover. This isn't just some general payment scheme. It's the exact detailed financial roadmap for that particular listing, which is, critical for due diligence.
Wow, so this means you're not just getting a price, you're getting the entire financial roadmap, plus visual assets like 2D, 3D images, even models for floor plans. So you're not just getting raw data, you're gaining this immersive pre-purchase experience. It allows for detailed due diligence and, I guess, more confident investment decisions. Even if you're buying sight unseen from across the globe, it really brings the property to life.
Exactly.
Now, properties don't just appear out of thin air. There's this whole ecosystem of professionals behind them. And the Bayut API also gives us a crucial look at the agencies, agents, and developers driving the market. This seems like a game changer for understanding the human element and the business structures.
Yeah, connecting this to the bigger picture. Understanding these entities is definitely crucial for market intelligence and for making informed, trust-based decisions. You can search for agencies by locations or agencies by name, for instance. You might find agencies like KA Homes Properties based in Edgemont with 13 agents and almost 6,000 properties listed for sale. This isn't just a directory. It gives you a sense of their scale, their reach, their market dominance in specific areas. It's valuable competitive intelligence, really.
And you can get a full agency info breakdown too, including license numbers, descriptions, the types of properties they deal in, like townhouses, penthouses, villas, apartments, plots, and their specific service areas. It's like a comprehensive company profile for these real estate firms. It lets you evaluate their specialization, market presence, even their unique selling points. For someone looking to partner with an agency, this data must be gold.
Absolutely. And similarly, you can perform a developer search. We see an example here of AB developers offering apartments and other commercial properties in Jumeirah Village Circle, JVC, and Dubai Islands. This helps identify the key players in specific development segments, understand their focus areas within the market, and track their project pipelines. For an investor, tracking a developer's history and their current projects can be a powerful indicator of future market trends and potential growth.
And then there are the agents, the human face of real estate. I remember once spending an entire afternoon manually sifting through different community websites, trying to find the exact sub-district for a rental and then finding a knowledgeable agent. This API would have been a lifesaver then. You can find agents by name like Vipul Srivastava or Mohammed Bashir Patel, or filter agents by filters based on location or property category. That sounds super helpful if you're looking for an expert in a specific neighborhood or property type.
Absolutely. That kind of frustration is exactly what structured data like this aims to eliminate. turns hours of manual work into seconds of querying. And the agent info is quite comprehensive. It includes a personal bio, their years of experience, like Mazen Yusuf with 10 years, Vishnu Vinod with 3 years their home country, average star rating, even contact methods like email, call, or WhatsApp. You can also see their service areas and specialties like residential sales or short-term residential leasing. This lets you vet an agent's expertise pretty thoroughly, moving from just anecdotal recommendations to, data-driven trust and partnership.
Yeah, beyond just contact info. The ability to vet agents by verified experience, specific specializations, even things like true broker badges, it fundamentally transforms how knowledgeable investors can build their professional network. Plus, it highlights important credentials. Are they highly responsive? A quality lister. You can even find their social media links like Instagram or LinkedIn. This isn't just data, it's a glimpse into the agent's professional reputation and reach. It helps you choose a trusted partner for your property journey and gives you a sort of 360-degree view of their professional footprint.
Precisely.
Okay, so beyond individual properties and people, this API lets you analyze the market itself through transactions. This is where you really start to understand the macro market trends and historical performance. For a hypothetical investor, this would be crucial for risk assessment and predictive analysis, right?
Exactly. And this brings up a crucial point. How can we gauge market health or identify emerging trends? The transactions endpoint provides Dubai's real estate transaction history, actual sales and rental agreements recorded. You can filter by purpose, for sale for rent, specific location SIBs within Dubai, category, residential, commercial, villas, apartments, completion status, price range, area range, and a date range. This comprehensive filtering allows for very targeted market analysis. It enables you to build really detailed historical data sets.
And you can even specify a time frame for aggregation. So basically compiling all that raw transaction data into summaries like total sales volume or average price per square foot over 1 month, 3 months, or even 36 months, and sort the results by date, amount, or beds. This means you could spot patterns like how many one-bedroom apartments were sold in Dubai Marina for under 1 million AED in the last year. The example shows an 875,000 AED sale for a one-bed apartment in Marina Diamond 2 on December 30th, 2024. That's powerful, granular trend data.
It really is.
Gives you a real competitive edge, allowing you to anticipate shifts rather than just reacting to them.
Consider the strategic advantage here. You could identify specific building types in particular communities that show consistent appreciation. Or maybe notice a sudden increase in rental transactions for studios in a new development. This isn't just historical data, it's really the foundation for predictive modeling. It allows savvy investors to project future demand, supply, and pricing with far greater accuracy.
Now, beyond the big picture transactions, sometimes it's the small details that make or break a deal or determine a property's market appeal. What about amenities? Can this API help us drill down into specific features, things that cater to niche buyer needs?
Absolutely. The amenity search lets you pinpoint crucial details. Think centrally air-conditioned, pretty essential for comfort in the UAE heat, or practicalities like distance from airport kilometers for frequent travelers. This isn't just about comfort, it's about finding properties that match a very specific lifestyle or business need. For developers, this data can inform what amenities are most in demand for their next project. And for buyers, it ensures they're not just getting a property, but a lifestyle fit. It creates these hyper-targeted opportunities.
And once you've found a promising property, visualizing the space is key, isn't it? How does the API help with understanding layouts before you even set foot inside, especially for an international buyer?
Yeah, that's where the floor plans endpoint comes in. It complements all that property data by giving you access to 2D, 3D images, and even embeddable models of property layouts. For someone buying remotely or maybe managing a portfolio from another country, being able to virtually walk through a space and understand its flow, its light, its potential configurations, that's an invaluable time saver and decision-making tool. It drastically reduces the need for physical visits, streamlining the whole due diligence process and speeding up investment cycles.
Makes sense. So what does this all mean for you, the listener? We've journeyed through the intricate layers of the Bayut API, from broad location searches right down to granular details about individual properties, the professionals involved, historical transaction data, and even the smallest amenities and floor plan layouts.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it really underscores how deeply digitized and transparent the real estate market in the UAE has become. This isn't just about finding a listing anymore. It's about dissecting the entire market, understanding the underlying value, and identifying those high potential opportunities by leveraging highly structured, comprehensive data. It was really moving from intuition to genuinely informed decision-making.
It's a shortcut, really, to being incredibly well-informed, giving you an unparalleled edge in understanding the market like never before, whether you're a first-time buyer, a seasoned investor, or a professional just aiming to stay ahead of the curve.
So what new patterns or investment opportunities could you uncover if you could query all this data simultaneously across different markets or time frames, maybe to predict future trends? How might this level of transparency redefine the very concept of real estate market analysis, maybe even globally?
That's definitely a powerful thought to chew on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Bayut API and the dynamic UAE real estate market. We hope you've gained some truly valuable insights and maybe a new perspective on market intelligence. Until next time, keep exploring.